one of our great guests this week is Miss Cynthia McAllister, and she is actually in Cincinnati area, Ohio, having some nice crispy winter weather there, from what I understand. I'm currently still here in the mountains of New Mexico. And so we're going to have a nice chat today with Miss Cynthia, and she's going to tell us about her company, how she got started, and we'll throw in some off-the-wall questions for her to make things a little bit exciting. And I also wanted to let everybody know that weekly chats with me can be scheduled. So if you're interested, make sure that you drop me a message, say, hey, Sarah, I'd like to get my business on for a chat. We do broadcast live, okay, into our pages, groups, and then we also post on YouTube as well. We also drop the occasional, we'll have an announcement, and we do also use our website for business promotion, because we're here to try to help small business, especially now. There's not all the states are available to have in-person live events. So we are trying to help get the word out about what you do to everybody, right? Video's the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in Miss Cynthia, and we'll say hi to her. Hey!
Hey, Sarah.
How are you today?
Wonderful. So glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Cynthia has an app. All right, we all, if I put it this way, okay, I'm like 60. Okay, I know what an app is. If you guys don't know what an app is, you're missing out, man. And Cynthia has a really cool one. I actually, truthfully, now that I think about it, Cynthia, I think I might have like accidentally found you in one of my Cincinnati groups, and then you actually put your postcard in our swag bags for our Biz in the Bag business.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like all excited, and we became an affiliate business partner.
Yes,
Kind of
you're
thing going on.
business
So
partner.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
KeySpot business partners. Yeah, so
So
we go way
that's
back, Sarah. We've been
we
working
do.
together for at least a couple years now. So
Yeah, either 16 or 17.
yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
even
Goes by
longer. That's
fast. Oh
great.
my
And it's been
God.
a pleasure. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and supporting your business and just being there as far as what you have to offer and then help allowing you to share what I have to offer. So it's been a great partnership.
Absolutely. One of the things that I always like to talk about is that um, in the industries, there's a lot of, I want to say, maybe not sharing information or participating together as much as there should be. I have found over my many years of doing these that marketing companies, there's so many different avenues to that. It's you can be in marketing, I can be in marketing, but we do completely different things, with our companies.
Right.
And a lot of times it is just so beneficial to partner up with each other and get
Exactly.
the word out, because I mean, other than using your app and others, I have nothing to do with apps. That's my extent of app knowledge.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about KeySpot because when it comes to mobile apps, apps are really expensive and people can't typically afford to build their own mobile app. So the whole concept about creating KeySpot back in 2015 was to have a platform where everyone in the community could share, whether it's their business, their service, their event. And it's done in such an affordable way because we don't want to give anybody an opportunity to say, oh, well, I can't participate in mobile technology. Because if you're not part of the mobile technology world, you're missing out, especially if you're a small business. You're missing out on money on the table because guess what? Everybody has a mobile phone and everybody has apps on their phone. So with KeySpot, we make it affordable by just allowing you to share your business information for free on the app. That's what I said, free. You could register. You can register your business information free on KeySpot by going to www.keyspot.com/free. That's right, Sarah. And with that, you are automatically part of our KeySpot Business Partners, which is a great network which allows you to be able to learn about other services, share your information. We also do promotion of your business using social media. We do spotlight articles on you and your business. So we want to make sure that you have no excuse to be able to grow as a business owner. You register for free and
No
it's only $10 a month.
excuses.
Yeah, no excuses. So we want to make sure that we give you that opportunity as a small business to share what you have going on because we, just like Sarah said, we want to help you as a business owner, especially a small business owner.
Absolutely. And a lot of times I'll get the, well, what's in it for you? I get asked that, and I don't find it really, some people, rude, but I don't, because that is, well, why do I do it? Why do I offer, a free spot on the website, to advertise your business? Right now, it's important. It's always important, but especially now that we help each other.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of help out there. So, if we can, combine effort, and if being on my website or like you said, a spotlight, on my business page or on Cynthia's, if you can get just one person that says, oh, that's interesting. I think I might be interested in that. That's all it takes.
That's all it
Is that
takes.
one. And then that one, they can say, oh, hey, you know what? I heard that conversation with Sarah and Cynthia the other day, and Sarah has a free promo on her website, and Cynthia has, an app that we can use. Hey, everybody on my Mary Kay team,
Yep.
let's jump on board with this and take advantage of this that these ladies are offering for us. So it's huge, really, when you think about it. That don't hide away. Don't be afraid to say, okay, Sarah. So you're doing this, Cynthia. You're doing this. What's in it for you, ladies? A couple of things, right? One, it helps us with our branding and our knowledge. We can share with you, what we know. And the same is true. We receive. You know, I always like to say, you got to give to receive.
Right.
It's just the way it works. So, if I can help out, 5, 6, 7 small businesses every month, that's just like I said, that could be a team. That could be a paparazzi jewelry team may say, hey, let's all, get on board with this, and we can advertise, and then word of mouth, you know, internet, they're saying, hey, Sarah has this or Cynthia has that. So that's really, business wise, what's in it for us is to help spread the word about what we do as well. And of course, Cynthia and I both offer, paid services, which we'll talk a little bit about. But right now, it's just so much of just trying to help each other, and just be out here on the airwaves and in the video. So now, Cynthia, with app and with what you do, how did you become KeySpot? Did you just wake up and say, "Hey, I know your story, but not everybody does." So,
Yeah.
how did that just happen?
So I'll start with my background. I've been in IT for 25 years. And with being in IT, I've had so much experience. And I started my company Quality SAP in 2007. So it's over 14 years old. And the idea about Quality SAP was to be able to have a company that can support small businesses by providing services like website development and mobile app development to help them grow and to get them in a place where they could go to the next level. And as I mentioned earlier, in 2015, that was the year where I had the idea about KeySpot. And that was also the year where many companies and corporations were really looking to build upon the idea of mobile technology. So it was still in the earlier stages of mobile technology. And so I had a passion to bring something to light that would enable people of everyday use to leverage this platform and be able to find a way to service their customers and to share their information with their customers as well. So that's why I wanted to build the mobile app KeySpot to really bring the community together, give a platform for small businesses to really focus on how they can introduce people to their services using mobile technology, because as I mentioned, it's so expensive to build a mobile app. You don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars typically if you're a small business, but you got $10. That's something you got. And so with this platform, we give you a free start with our free registration and then $10 a month. So it's affordable for everybody to be a part of it.
And also, that is not, you don't have to pay 24 months in advance or anything like that to participate. So tell us a little bit about how you do the billing and, month to
Yes.
month, or what do we have to do?
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite simple. First, you start off by going to the website that we just mentioned, keyspot.com/free. Register your information by filling out a form. So that's step one. Once you fill out that form, your information gets updated into the mobile app, and then you have a presence. So we have an ad for you in the KeySpot app. After that, you because you registered using the form, you get monthly subscription billing. So it's just like any other subscription where each month you get billed, and you can cancel at any time. So it's quite that simple. You put your information in there, register. A month later, you get a bill for $10. You keep going because we want you to be a partner for life, right? But you could cancel at any time.
Perfect, perfect. Now, I have another question. I'm talking about apps and different platforms that we use. Even with this, with broadcasting, there's Loom, there's Zoom, there's Be Live, there's SteamYard. Oh my gosh, what's your favorite?
Zoom. I use Zoom all the
Okay,
time. I think Zoom is awesome because with Zoom, I'm able to communicate with people all across the country. And it's not like I have to travel anymore. Before, because I was still trying to get the word out about KeySpot, I'm making trips and booking flights and going to events all over. And that costs a lot of money. But now with Zoom, I could be a part of a network and meet with people who are in California and New York, and I'm still at home. So I like
right, right.
Zoom. That's awesome for me.
Um, how do you, or maybe the question should be, okay, so we both events, out there traveling around. Have you found in this past year that you do approximately the same amount virtually, more or less?
Well, the good thing is I don't have to do actual events, but I do virtual events. I do those. And I do a lot more participating and either, being part of other people's events or networking sessions. And then I only have to focus on my own, which we do on a monthly basis for KeySpot. So it's a once a month thing for me. And it just makes it a lot easier to organize and be consistent with what we do at KeySpot, but then also participate in what others are doing in different areas across the country.
Right, right. And I want to make mention, you do have the free networking next Thursday. This
It is. So
next
if you go
Thursday.
to Eventbrite and just look up KeySpot, you won't miss it. KeySpot, 2 words. You'll see that we have our monthly networking session, and it's open to everybody who's a business owner who wants to network, build relationships, learn great information, business tips. We had Sarah on a few months ago sharing her business tips, but it's a great networking session. It's only an hour, and you don't have to be a KeySpot partner to participate. But as always, we want you to keep a partner, but this is a free event for you to attend just to check it out and get to know what we're all about with our KeySpot Business Partner Network.
Right, exactly. And um, like you mentioned, the great thing about doing the virtual networking is that, oh my gosh, it doesn't have to be just, in your town. I think when I was the speaker, we had Cincinnati, Atlanta,
Yeah, we
um,
might have had California. We had all,
California.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
yeah, exactly.
everywhere.
And I know that you're similar scheduling wise to me. I try to make it so that it's from East Coast to West Coast, with the time zones,
Yeah,
that it's friendly for everybody. We can't always do that, but I try to stay away from the very early morning slots. For you guys on on Eastern Standard, if you have something at 8 a.m., that at 6 o'clock in the morning over here, it's
yeah,
like,
it's pretty early.
the only person seeing me that early in the morning is my coffee cup.
Yeah, so with
The
so with
same
the
is
6
true,
p.m.
with late. Yeah,
Yeah, so with the 6 p.m. time, Eastern time, we want to make sure that that is something that works for most people, and it typically does. So that's a
correct.
good time for us. And it's the third Thursday of the month, 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep. And again, I will put links in the show notes afterwards.
Yes.
So to find it easily, but it's on Eventbrite and you can pop right in. Again, you'll find it under KeySpot, two
Yep,
words.
Key Spot.
And yeah, it's really nice to get the word out about different networking. You don't have to go to the same one, all the time. Try to check in, like you said, once a month.
Hmm.
Others are weekly. You can divide your time around. But the one thing that I like to encourage small business to do is to get out there, participate in these type of discussions. Even I personally, my opinion, I find the smaller ones actually better to network in. I can, answer questions, and I think it's more personable. As in some of the larger Zooms that they have, there's hundreds and hundreds of people, and sometimes it's difficult to navigate. So again, my opinion, I like to be in the smaller groups,
Yeah.
just to be able to have a little bit better one-on-one interaction with people. I do participate, in the bigger ones. They have breakout rooms and sessions, and I'm frequently, as a speaker in those. I'm one of the breakout speakers. Um, but again, you're only, even with those, if you're not familiar with navigation on some of the platforms, reach out to me, to Cynthia. We're more than happy to help you, walk through. We were talking about, one of the training classes that I've had over the last couple of years is I find that there are, small, they're not comfortable in front of the camera. we were talking the other day and I said, oh my gosh, I've been doing it so long. It's like,
You're just a natural.
I don't
Sarah
even
has
think
it.
about it. No, it's like, it's not perfect and I don't care. It's, yeah, it's all good. So, I joke and I'll say, you just got to get over yourself. It's, some days the hair is perfect and some days it's not. And if you need to go live, you just need to go live and just do it. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. So
Yeah.
if there's anybody out there and you're like, oh, I wished I could just, talk to somebody and banter back and forth and, be relaxed and not break out in the sweat and stutter on my words, it's all okay.
Yeah.
We're all human and we have our moments when we live fairly close to an Air Force base and I have no control when the planes, low flying planes and helicopters come over. So I've been doing this and it's like, let's just pause for a moment.
Let it go by.
Let it go by. The windows, will shake and there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah. Um, so that's one of the fun things about live actually is, a lot of times I don't take it out if I'm doing edits.
Well, that's good.
I leave some of the fun stuff in, right?
It's the realism. That's what makes it fun, the realism.
Oh, it is. Okay, we are at about 20 minutes into our discussion, so I'm just going to take a little tiny break here, and we are going to talk about some of our Facebook classes. Ta-da! If you don't know, I am a certified Facebook trainer, and what that entails is that yes, I actually have a little bit of a backdoor to Facebook, and I have been through their courses, which change all the time, and I like to share that with you. I keep them affordable and easy, so easy. I have the little mini workshops that you guys can jump in, and we'll just talk like this for about an hour. We'll learn about Facebook. I do screen shares. I walk you through how maybe your business page should be set up. We talk about why you need a business page, the difference between a profile, a page, and a group, which is extremely important to know. So a lot of little fun things like that. And then we have deep dive classes that are 30 or 40 modules. And it may take us maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depends on your level and how comfortable you are with working through the modules. But that is really some deep dive work that we do, but so beneficial to learn about all the free stuff that Facebook offers. It's amazing at the little things that you can do to tweak Facebook so that you can actually prime your feed to see what you want to see. Yeah, got some great tips on that. And again, I spoke a little earlier about if you want to be a guest on our show, hit us up, let us know. Cynthia has her opportunities for networking and business spotlight as well. So you can reach out to either, both is fine. We like to share, so that'll work too. Let's see. Oh, yes. And of course, we were talking about platforms. So I am using the Be Live platform. And I have actually been with them since they were in beta. So several years now. I was actually still living in Florida when I first started with Be Live. And Be Live is an approved Facebook app. So Facebook tends to be a little more how shareable when you use their approved apps. So just a little hint on that one. And let's see. Okay, we are going to hop back in with Cynthia, and we're going to talk a little bit more about small business and what we offer for the small businesses. Okay, so Cynthia, now with your app.
Yes.
I have a business and I have several businesses underneath that umbrella.
Mhm.
Now, can I have all of those on the app under one, or do I have to have different, uh, what I want to say, a different presence for each one? How would you recommend that a company maybe do that?
So if you are a company and you are marketing a service, then you can put whatever you want in that one ad that you have. But let's say you are a business and you want to share your information with different markets. Maybe perhaps you want to go to New York and put information in there and then put information also in Atlanta. Those would be separate apps, separate ads that you would do for your business itself. So it's up to you to identify what information you want within your ad, and then the ads represent the different markets that you want to focus in on. So if you want to have just one a presence in one location, then you can choose to do that. Or if you want to have a presence in different locations, then those are just multiple ads that you purchase to share whatever information you want for your business.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And let's see. So, how do you advertise your business? Where do you go to advertise? How do, again, since we're not doing, the live events like we were, how are you getting your information out there?
I have different ways. I'm also part of different organizations like chambers, and then also I have affiliate groups that help spread the word about KeySpot. I do social media myself. I have, like I said, my own networking events that I do where people come, they learn about KeySpot, word of mouth. I'm on television, radio. So every method you could think of, that's how I've been able to share. And speaking of that, I have a book called Yes You Can 10 Great Ways to Market Your Business. And all those ways that I mentioned are ways that I have incorporated in my book. So if you're looking to find ways to successfully share your business, then you should pick up the book Yes You Can 10 Great Ways to Market Your Business.
And we will also, is that on Amazon?
It is on Amazon. So you can find it on Amazon. Look for Cynthia McAllister. Yes, you can.
Okay, we'll throw that into the link as well so that if anyone's interested, they can find that. Let's see, what's next on the horizon? You have an app, you have all this great stuff going on. So, something you're working on in the background, another book, or what's going on with Cynthia?
Speaking of book, yeah, I always have like a part two that I'll eventually be rolling out as far as my book is concerned. But I guess my primary focus right now is to continue to get KeySpot to grow and expand all across the country. Right now we're in over 26 states and 75 cities, so we're pretty widespread, but our goal is to get it to all 50 states and to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to promote their business on our KeySpot mobile app platform because it's an opportunity you can't beat when it comes to mobile technology. Because if you're not on mobile, you're missing out, and you don't want to miss out. So
Um,
it's an affordable way to share your
Absolutely.
business.
You have
Yeah,
you have to be there today. I have, again, talked to, small business owners and I'm like, you don't really have a choice.
yeah,
You really need to, it's not going to go away. It's
right.
not a fad that's, going to be here just for a couple of months and then poof, it's gone.
Yeah,
It's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to diversify, and everybody, whether it's just starting out small, which is, fine, start out small, and you have to get out here and grow that network. Start with an app, which is what I find so amazing about the KeySpot is that there's not this huge commitment, this big, 3-page, 0.6 print that you have to read through, and I'm giving up my rights to you know for everything. You have made it extremely small business friendly, and
Yeah.
that is one of the things that really like pulled me towards you, is that because there are some out there I'm like, not going,
Right.
I don't.
Or you get intimidated. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, you do, and I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to. As a small business, I tell a lot, especially the ladies, in the small
Yeah.
businesses. I'm like, there are really good opportunities that don't cost a lot of free opportunities.
Mhm.
It's one of the things that I try to post, on my page and in my group as well, is, there are so many platforms that will actually give you, if not a huge presence, at least a small bit that's free, or $10. I'm like,
Right.
what is that? A couple of small lattes. It's like,
Right.
it's not that difficult to jump in and say, I'll give it a try. If it works, it works. Tweak. I'm a wording, how you visual displays, wording. If something's not working, I can say, okay, well, I'm going to stop my ad maybe for a month, and I'm going to rethink my focus, or maybe what I'm saying, or who I'm trying to reach, and then come back and say, okay, I'm ready to start. I've cleaned up my verbiage here and there, and let's go ahead and let's get this rolling again.
Well,
So
it's even bigger than just putting your information on an app because we have a whole network. So think about it this way. If you're trying to market, then the way you need to go is to have a whole network to help you in that way. So not only are you putting your presence on the app, which is fantastic, but you now have a built-in network where you can make connections and build those relationships and get those referrals to help give you what you need as far as your business is concerned. So maybe after one or two, you know, visits to the networking event, you're connected with somebody who's going to give you something that you would not have gotten if you wouldn't have registered on KeySpot. So think of it as two parts. One is we're helping you with your technology, and the other, we're helping you with your network and your growth. So it's a win-win for everyone.
oh, absolutely, absolutely, it sure is. And don't be afraid to ask those types of questions of of people. Usually that's why they're there, as well as maybe to share their information. Some people are so very talented with artwork. I can't draw a stick. So it's if you're not a Canva wizard, and it's difficult for you to go on, and or you're like moi, ADHD, and you get there, and you're looking at the pretty pictures and you forget why you're there. Reach out to somebody and say, hey, can you help me think of some ideas. There Most everybody is more than willing to say, okay, do you have your branding? Do you have certain colors, that you want to work with? And they'll give you some tips. Say, hey, maybe, you want to, use something that's very, you don't want to go to Facebook jail, something to catch somebody's eye, that maybe if they have the sound turned off, that they'll say, hey, they're talking about something, that I might be interested in. So you got to,
Right.
some eye-catching graphics. There are wordsmiths. Oh my gosh, people that can put phrases together. Give them a paragraph of random thought, and they can sometimes come up with amazing, marketing ideas for you to use on your page and groups. So a lot of different things going on. you know, uh, I have found people doing amazing things. And I'm like, really? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I didn't think about that. But
Yeah.
that is, that is really a good idea. So many little offshoots and niches that people can get into. I find I just love it. Is part of what I love doing with my business is talking to some of these other small businesses and go, oh my gosh, that is
Yeah.
really cool. I would never have thought to do that. One of the examples I like to give is thinking outside the box. When I lived in West Palm Beach, Florida, I was at a networking event and I was introduced to a gentleman that made jewelry. And I thought, okay. So it was later on, had done networking and we found ourselves, sitting down and having a glass of wine together. And what I found out from him is that he designs and makes jewelry specific to to the gentlemen that actually do the drag shows,
Ah,
right? I mean, a little
right.
right. But he said, think about this. He said, men, the finger, you just can't go into a
Ah,
jewelry store and buy, off the counter, for men, in the drag shows. And I'm like, oh my God, that I blew my mind.
he has a customized niche right there. Yeah.
The rings, have to be,
Big.
especially on stage, bigger, but size wise, they have to be bigger.
Right.
The statement, necklaces and jewelry, the necks are bigger, so it was really, the wrists, instead of a 7, it probably needs to be, a 10 or 11,
Right.
size. So I was like, oh, blown away by listening to him, talk about, his network. And he traveled all over. And he was specific to that industry. And he had built a huge name for himself doing that. But yeah, so I tell everybody it's really fun. Get out, like I said, do these networkers. Get out, participate in Cynthia's. You never know who you might meet or have a chat with. And
Right.
I tell everybody, so, with you and with others, there is usually an opportunity to get a guest list, which some people don't know. You know, the guest list of everybody that participates in the networking event.
Hmm.
It's either Facebook, some type of way to link up with them. If you find somebody that you actually, feel like there's a connection or you want to know more about, reach out to them after and say, hey, I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but I'm really, interested in hearing more about, what you do and about you.
Yeah.
So I totally encourage that. Reach out to people that you meet afterwards if you don't get the chance to talk to them, and do some, off, off of Zoom networking, and you would be surprised at what you find out.
Yeah.
Travel, different things going on.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that we really support and encourage for our networking sessions, people to share information, like especially putting it in the chat, so that way we can have it, and then other people can reconnect afterwards, because it's all about the follow up. I mean, we give people opportunities to get the introduction during our sessions, but then it's all about the follow up as far as really taking your business to the next level and growing and making those connections. So you got to do that. It's important.
I know, and what follow up I have found is actually a 4-letter word. It's so many just don't. They just
Yeah.
don't. And it's like, well, I didn't get, anything out of that. And I'm like, did you follow up with anybody? Did
Right.
you did you come back to anybody and say, what we were just talking about? I didn't get a chance to talk to you. Can we set up a time? I would love to find out more about. You said you used to live in West Palm Beach, and now you're in the mountains in what, Mexico, New Mexico. Like tell me how that happened.
Right.
Yeah. So find out some personal information, make a connection with people, and that again, that helps spread the word about you,
Yep.
right? Because our businesses are about us. I tell, this is one of my famous things that I do in a training class. I'm like, your profile is you. It's about you. You have to share some of that information so that people will say, oh my gosh, that's Sarah. She's really cool. She's a grandma. It's not just that. It's I'm still Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah has other things going on too. Stop
Yeah.
over, say hi.
Because people wanna work with people they like, and it's all
Exactly.
about the connections and the relationships, and so whenever I hear anything about somebody needing Facebook, guess what? I'm gonna say, "Hey, I know somebody. Her name is Sarah. That's who you need to connect with. Here's her
Right,
information." So it's
right.
all about doing that and letting people get to know who you are, building those relationships, showing up and being part of these networking events and take advantage of these opportunities. So you're not a solopreneur. You have a network. You have places that you can go that's going to help support you. So take advantage of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to make sure that, again, I tell everybody that we're going to have in the notes, I'm going to put, website, Amazon, for your book, all the contact information that we need to keep this conversation going later with everybody. And again, look for us live weekly. If you want to be a guest, please, by all means, reach out to me. Connect with Cynthia if you have any questions about her business and her networking events as well. And we are going to say thank you again for Cynthia for being here, being our guest this week. We really appreciate you taking the time
Sarah.
to hang out with us. And if you know anybody that wants to come over and put a little plug out for their biz, just send them our way. We're more than happy to do that for them. And let's see, we are Tuesday, what about mid-month? So I hope everybody has a great week. Well, it depends on where you're at. Stay warm or stay cool, I guess. And any last words for our viewers?
Yeah, so I just want to remind everyone if you could hear my voice, I want to let you know that KeySpot is here for you. We are all about supporting the small business owners, sharing their information. Registration is free. www.keyspotapp.com/free. Become a KeySpot business partner, and we want to help you continue to grow your business and get it out there in the community. So be sure to register today. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Cynthia. Thanks for being here.
All
Bye,
right. Thanks,
everybody.
Sarah. Bye.